Welcome back to the channel, everybody. In this video, we are going to take a look at some of these Jackery models. By the way, happy Prime Day. Now this video is sponsored by Jackery. We're going to get that out of the way right up front. What we are not going to do in this video is a deep dive into the tech. We're also not going to compare each of these models. Instead, we're just going to talk about each model and its use cases. You as the consumer have to try and figure out which one of these is right for me. And I can't tell you that. I have been reviewing tools for a trade magazine since 2003, so over 20 years. And one thing I learned a long time ago is not to make a recommendation that this is the thing you should buy. Instead, it's just present the facts and then you decide what's best for your situation. That is what we're going to do in this video. Now, by way of preamble, if you've landed on this video, welcome. Hit that like and subscribe button and the notification bell. But if you're somebody who watches a lot of my videos, you know that me as an individual primarily, I just work in construction. Kind of like the side hustle has become education. And that, of course, goes back to 2003, writing for the Journal of Light Construction. I do trade shows, things like that. But now with YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, I'm a content creator, which means that I have a camera set up, it's connected to my audio. I have a second camera there to show the close-ups of these. I have a couple of drones, quite a few cameras that I use on the job site. Now, since you have landed on this channel, you know that I am not a tech reviewer. I'm somewhat techie. I do Photoshop for landscape photography, by the way. Check out some recent videos here. Got to go and shoot the Milky Way here recently. So besides photography, I've had to learn videography for all of this construction influencer stuff. Besides all of that, I have to come home and edit all of that video. I have to deal with email. It's just like nonstop stuff, right? The side hustle has become the main hustle. I mean, it's really true, and it is so time consuming. So the reason I mention all of that is because that influences my buying decision. All right, let's just go over each of these. Let's start at the bottom. So this is the Essential Home Backup Outdoor, the HP 3000. So this has the most capacity. This is really great for like kitchen backup. So we could power our refrigerator for 2 days, connect a solar panel, recharge it. We can go even longer. 3,072 kilowatt hour capacity with 3,600 watt output. And I've already done a video on this. You can click up here. 10-year lifespan. It's the smallest 3 kilowatt hour LFP portable battery power station. I can't say that one time fast. This is also, besides just like backup for the kitchen, this is awesome for RVs. Power your RV for up to 2 days, power your car fridge for 4 days or more. Obviously, if we connect the solar panels, then we get even more capacity than that. Now let's go through the 1000 version 2. That is this guy. Let me just set this aside. This is the best value for essential home backup. So we could get 1 day of essential home office backup. And again, like I mentioned, the old days of taking time off when power was out and just chilling out reading, or snow days, no, now I can stay productive, which is good and it's bad. We could power a Wi-Fi router for up to 4 days, again, more with the solar panel, 1,070 watt hour capacity, 1,500 watt output. It is insanely light. We can plug it in and hit the emergency supercharge button and we can just charge this thing right up. It's also great for camping. You can get a couple days of camping power. Now we can also plug our phones in, we can plug our lights while we're camping, and now we have all of that. 10-year lifespan on the battery. Okay, let me swap it out. Oh, this one's slightly heavier, as you can imagine. This is the 2000 version 2. This is probably the best entry-level essential home backup, so we get 2 days of living room backup. We can also power our essential devices. You could power a fan for 2 days. Again, solar panel will recharge it. If you're someone like me, I have mild sleep apnea, so I need to make sure that my CPAP is running. That's a whole nother story, by the way, but I want to make sure that I have that. We can plug this in, hit the emergency super hour charge, 1.7 hours, and we get it charged. Also, With 2200 watt output and 2042 kilowatt hours, we could power power tools. So electric drill for 3 days, same 10-year lifespan and all of that good stuff. Okay, and this one that my wife described when it came as cute. It's super cute. The E300. This is probably the best mobile device for essential backup, but when we're talking about essential home backup, in this case, it's keeping our devices charged. So recently we just had a situation here just a few months back where the power went out, and there's quite a number of older ones in our congregation that they didn't have any ability to charge their phones. We're able to drop off units like this. They can charge their devices, go take it to the next, whoever needs it. So here's what we can do. We can charge our iPhone 16 times or more with the solar panels. Same 10-year lifespan, 293 kilowatt hour capacity, 300 watt output, super lightweight. We can support 6 smart devices at once. One night of camping power. So, you know, if we were to go camping right now, honestly, we would take this guy and this one. Because then when we're out and about, this just doesn't take up, I mean, it's so light. It really is pretty cute. Anyway, it recharges quick, all of that good stuff. Also, I can charge my cameras. So for me as a content creator, this is something I can put in the van. I have a Sony ZV-E1 that you're viewing through. I have a Sony a7 IV there. I have the new Mavic 4 Pro that I need to charge. And a lot of times on the job site when I'm doing something, like recently I stayed all day while we dug the hole for the foundation. So the guys in the excavator digging, and I'm sending the drone up, so I'm constantly charging the battery. This little guy will do that really well. Now those are just the specs. You can read those online. Now I've made no bones about this. So first of all, yep, I'm partnering with Jackery. The first time I partnered with Jackery was back in 2021, I believe it was. I actually had this version 1 unit or something very similar, and I was at Sparks Lake, Oregon, just editing photos. I wanted to enjoy the scenery, also get out of the house. We were staying with people, and sometimes you just need a little bit of peace and quiet. Anyway, so for me as a content creator, I have to take a little bit different approach to these. And man, how do I even explain that? This is like so many steps for me. So first of all, if you are in construction, I would recommend the 3000 because we've been able to power our compressors. A lot of times, because we're completely cordless now, with the exception of compressors, that we just charge all the batteries. All of our power tools run off batteries. We even have the new giant 16 and 5/16. I mean, I can't even believe that. Makita saw that's battery powered. We have a big 16-inch skill saw as well that normally I would just plug into this, like when I need to do post and beam work and I don't want to make multiple cuts. I want to cut in a single pass. So for me, I would buy the 3000 in construction because not only can I use it at work, it's a tool, it's a write-off, people, but I can also use it when I need backup at home. If we're just camping, so what we had previously was just about this size, which we still have and we just lend it to people, is these two. They're small, lightweight, and for camping trips, they're gonna keep everything that we need charged. I don't read paper books anymore. I read everything on a Kindle or on my tablet, and as I'm getting older, I need to crank that font up. So I need to keep that stuff charged, right? Like we just don't do anything without charging. In fact, at this point, we go on road trips. We just bring something. A good friend of ours recently was stuck in traffic for like 5.5 hours overnight on I-5 because of a car accident. Sometimes there's road closures. I just saw Hood Canal Bridge is going to close. And so every once in a while you get stuck in a situation and you need to be able to charge your devices. Also, always bring something to read. You don't want to just spend your whole life online. So have you figured out which one of these is right for you? For me personally, I always go a little bit bigger than I think I'm going to need. And that way, because we'll have people stay with us when there's power outages, things like this. So I kind of plan for more than I think I need, and then that's probably exactly what I need. So the HP 3000 here at the bottom, that's the biggest of this pile, of this stack. That's the most advanced essential home backup. It's ideal for families who RV. You just want complete peace of mind, keeping your kitchen, your refrigerator going. This is the right one for you. This is more like a 2-day power outage. So if you feel like that's something that happens frequently for you, go bigger, go bigger. Now the 1000 version 2 is smaller, but this is really a great value for essential home backup, especially for remote workers where you just need to keep your stuff going that allows you to keep working. I don't know, for me, if I lose a day, I get so far behind that then it gets really stressful. Then I start waking up at 3:30 thinking about all the things that I need to do. So this is really more for short power outages. That's typically the case for us, where our power is almost never out for more than 2 days max, almost always a few hours to a day. And then once every decade, it might be out for a little bit longer. Then we have the 2000 version 2. This is really the best entry-level essential home backup. So if you're just getting started on your essential home backup journey, as we might call it, and you want to keep your living room going, keep the fan on, keep the Wi-Fi router going, be able to fast charge, this one's for you. A little bit more capacity than this guy. It'll keep you going a little bit longer. And then last but not least is the little one. This is just for short trips. This is where you're going for, you're up camping in the mountains. You need to just keep devices charged. You know you're going to be back in civilization soon, and it's super small. And it's just like my wife was right. It's really cute. So I hope that this video helped. If you don't mind, put in the comments below, just in general, what do you find works well for you as far as capacity? And maybe even share an experience of where you're really glad that you had the battery with you. Like I mentioned, I have to be able to keep things charged, not just because I have to create content or not just because I need to keep the power tools charged. My whole family, we are readers, and I don't care if I have to wait in line, if I get stuck and, shut down because the bridge is closed, a ship is going through, and I know it's going to be an hour. As long as I got a book, I am happy. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you in the next video.